Japanese knotweed, also known as Falopia japonica, is native to Japan, Taiwan, and China. In Japan, it is used in a traditional medicine that is known as itadori, which directly translates as take away pain. It was first brought into Europe by German botanist and physician Philipp Franz von Siebold and introduced as an ornamental plant in 1825. When Siebold went to the Netherlands, he had a collection of more than 12,000 specimens, and among them was a female plant of Falopia japonica. Every part of root and stem of Japanese knotweed not within Japan is genetically identical to that one female plant. Japanese knotweed was then introduced to the U.S. to make use for erosion control and ornamental hedges. It was more specifically sent by Thomas Hogg to his brother James for his nursery in New York City and produced an abundance of rose-colored fruits. As of now, Japanese knotweed was reported to be undermining man-made structures in about 26 European countries and 36 American states.
We're spreading it down roads, down highways, everyone's spreading it.
Japanese knotweed is spread in 3 different ways, through its stem, crown, and rhizome. In both soil and water, plants are able to grow from the stem, which can then be spread through various machinery, such as weed whackers. The crown of the plant can survive through drying and composting, and is able to rapidly produce new canes. The rhizome, which is the underground stem, can grow into an entirely new plant. Even fragments as small as 0.7 grams can regenerate a new plant. In fact, breaking up the rhizome actually stimulates more plant growth. So, accidentally breaking the stem in the rhizome actually facilitates the spread of Japanese knotweed.
That's nature.
Anna Zielger, in collaboration with Michigan State University, developed an app called MISIN, or Midwest Invasive Species Information Network, to aggregate data about invasive species and raise public awareness. In the app, users are able to learn more about specific invasive species, look at where they have been recently found, and submit their own recordings. As you can see from the map, Japanese knotweed is incredibly prevalent in Michigan, although there is a slight bias on the graph considering the network was created in the Midwest. Regardless, it is apparent that Japanese knotweed has a large presence in this area.
Isn't that neat?
An invasion of Japanese knotweed can have detrimental effects on native vegetation in the surrounding area. The weed forms dense thickets shading the nearby plants and fauna, as well as releasing a chemical substance that inhibits their growth. This can also have detrimental effects on the diversity and abundance of insects and wildlife in the area that rely on such vegetation. When Japanese knotweed grows along watercourses, there is also the possibility of it affecting the food chain of aquatic life. This is because aquatic species are not capable of processing the leaf litter of Japanese knotweed as they are with many native species of vegetation. As well as threatening the native species, Japanese knotweed can cause some serious environmental issues. Japanese knotweed growth can exacerbate flooding by limiting the capacity and free flow of water. During winter, knotweed usually lies dormant, leaving riverbanks exposed and thus increasing erosion. In addition to threatening wildlife, Japanese knotweed can also pose a serious threat to walls, pavements, tarmac, drainage, and the structural foundations of buildings. The weed has a wide-ranging root structure that it can extend up to 3 meters below surface growth. The actual plant can reach 4 meters high. The aggressive nature of the plant means that its roots are able to exploit even the smallest weak spots in hard surfaces and worsen existing cracks in its relentless quest for light and water. On several occasions, homeowners have been refused mortgages and planning permission because of the extensive presence of Japanese knotweed in the immediate vicinity of their property. This is because surveyors are aware of the hefty amounts of time and money required to reverse the effects of the damage and completely eradicate the plant's growth. Japanese knotweed has detrimental effects on the ecosystem and all that resides within it. In this picture, a cluster of Japanese knotweed is taking over the growth of a tree.
Because Japanese knotweed is a non-native species, natural controls and predators do not affect it. It is able to grow and dominate a territory rapidly and with ease. Japanese knotweed is also able to grow within construction areas and other structures by exploiting the weaknesses of tarmac and concrete. This is yet another reason as to why we found so much near construction zones and parking lots.
Look, it's Japanese knotweed. You can tell, because of the way it is.
The best time to identify Japanese knotweed is during midsummer and early autumn. At this time, the stems grow to a maximum height of 2 to 3 meters along with purple specks. The flowers also start appearing in late summer and early autumn, so it is easier to spot them at this time. They are of a creamy white color and appear in spike and cluster formations. In autumn, the stems redden and shed leaves. In the winter, the leaves and shoots die to leave the stalks to look hollow and straw-like. During spring, reddish/purple shoots appear from the ground and they can grow up to 2 centimeters a day.
You have probably seen Japanese knotweed without knowing it. It is a shrub-like plant with stems similar to bamboo. They can grow over 10 feet in height. The leaves are about 6 inches long and 3.5 inches in width and alternating. They flower in August and September, sprouting many green and white flowers on thin stalks at the base of the leaf. They can grow many different places due to their tolerance to many different types of soil and moisture levels in the soil. They are often found along roadsides, streams, and riverbanks.
If you look at the picture of the Japanese knotweed leaf, taken at the site off of Damaro, you can see its characteristically flat base and pointed tip. In addition, if you look at the stems, they resemble bamboo, which is why they are given the nicknames Japanese bamboo and Mexican bamboo.
We're looking for Japanese knotweed, folks.
We used the maps to locate 3 growths of Japanese knotweed, one off of Damaro, another off of Lemon Creek in Bridgman, and a third behind the Splash and Dash in Stevensville. All 3 sites were off of main roads, illustrating how transportation inadvertently spreads Japanese knotweed. At the site off of Lemon Creek Road, the Japanese knotweed was extremely dense and had completely taken over the road. This illustrates just how dominant of a species it is. In addition, this site was right next to a stream of water, which is another way that Japanese knotweed is able to disperse.
Of the invasive species behind Mr. Euro's. This location was not recorded on the app, so we made sure to report it. At the location behind the Splash and Dash, there was a whole conglomeration of juvenile Japanese knotweed. After researching eradication strategies, we found that glyphosate is an effective herbicide. Glyphosate is found in Roundup, so we decided to spray the juvenile field with the herbicide in an attempt to stop its growth.
How to beat the pest.
Glyphosate-based herbicides will not kill the Japanese knotweed after one spraying, but rather, it will take multiple applications. It will finally be effective once the plant has used all of its energy trying to counter the effects of the glyphosate.
That's dead. Yeah, it's dead.
Another effective eradication strategy is to uproot the plant entirely, dig a large radius around it, incinerate on the spot, and then take it to a landfill. Since the plants can easily spread new roots, one cannot rely on uprooting as the sole method. Japanese knotweed must be carefully removed because of its propensity to spread.
It is obvious that this invasive species is affecting the native plants and animals in our community. However, with increased public knowledge and efforts, we can control this invading population.
How to beat the pest.